Well, hello, Jill. It's so good to see you. I would love if you could please introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, I'm Jill Vestal, and I am a business analyst from Atlanta, Georgia. And
Nice. Yeah. And I'd love if you could share what were the challenges that you were experiencing before we started our work together with your search?
I was having challenges with, um, getting my resume reviewed, getting it viewed online by the different companies, getting the interviews, getting to second interviews, um, getting to the final.
Yeah.
It was all quite a challenge before we got together.
Yes, and I'd love to expand on that, especially the resume to start with, because I believe, if I remember correctly, you had had your resume done professionally before we started our work together. So you'd already invested in that, right?
I did. I
Yeah.
did. I thought it was money well spent, which it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean,
um,
it looked good, but it was
it
not
was
getting results, right? Can you share a little bit more about what was going on there?
yes. The person who did it gave me a questionnaire to fill out and asked me to, quantify a lot of the things that I had done. And I still needed to do that, but there was a whole process that we went through with looking at the job descriptions and identifying what those main things were that they were looking for, and then highlighting my achievements based on that. I mean, it was so much more targeted when I was working with you than with the other person.
Yeah.
So it just it didn't flow well at all.
Yeah. And I believe after updating your resume, you started to get more interviews. Is that correct?
Definitely,
Yeah. So
definitely.
you noticed a big kind of before and after
Oh yeah,
difference?
yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
got many more interviews. Had a lot more recruiters calling me because it was out there on a couple of websites, and yeah, it was a big change. It looked a lot better.
yeah. And what else did the training help you with? Like with what started to change? You had your resume, and then did you notice a difference after you updated your LinkedIn profile as well?
Yes, it was nice. The LinkedIn profile was really helpful. There were things that I didn't know to do that I could use, and I definitely made it so that LinkedIn and my resume, they correlated, but they didn't totally match. I don't mean that. I mean they went together, but it wasn't an exact copy from one to the other. They saw something a little bit different on LinkedIn than they did in my resume. Like they would see all of the volunteer work that I do and some things like that. And there was more opportunity to express on some of the descriptions that I never knew that you could do before. The one description is really long. It allows
Yes.
you a lot of area to write that I didn't know about.
Yeah. And it ends up really optimizing your profile for the type of role that you want. And then in turn, you end up getting more interviews. So, um,
Yeah, and
any,
it was
yeah, go
interesting
ahead.
because I noticed that the people that I was interviewing with were looking at my, because I had premium, I could see that they were looking at my resume before they met me, and or not my resume, they were looking at my LinkedIn. So they did look at both of them.
Yes.
So it was important to have both.
Oh, for sure. Yes. So what changes, like what other changes did you notice after we started working together?
Well, my confidence went up, definitely. We also worked on the interviewing, and whenever I had an interview, we went over things that I might have said and what I think went well, what I thought didn't go so well, and how we could have addressed that differently. So I got a lot of little bits and pieces to help me interview better.
Yes, for sure. I mean, it's
Mm.
hard to see our own blind spots, is what I like to describe it, right?
Mhm.
When you're in an interview and afterwards, typically you don't get a lot of feedback, right? And it's kind of hard to know what might have gone wrong potentially if you're not getting the offer. They typically are not going to share, all of the details with you. So I find when we do the mock interviews, it really helps clients to kind of identify potential considerations and how they're answering. So what specific aspect of the program did you like the best?
Oh, one specific thing,
Yes,
working
or
with you,
specifics. Yeah.
talking with you, the one-on-ones, and they were extremely helpful to, I felt I didn't feel as nervous. I didn't feel judged. Um, and I felt your feedback was given in a very, very constructive way, all the time, where I think other people may have made me feel a little bit, um, well, I would have felt a little bit less constructive. So I think you handled everything extremely well, and you were also fun to work with, and you
Oh,
answered and you answered all of my emails no matter when they came in. um, so I just felt like there was a personal relationship, which was nice.
oh, nice.
I
Yeah.
didn't
I
feel
mean,
like a number. I felt like a person that you cared about.
oh, that's so good. Thank you for saying that because, yeah, it's like, I like to say it's like you have me in your pocket in a way, right? For
Mhm.
the duration of your job search. And my goal is for clients to feel supported. So I'm really glad that that was true for you. Um, can you share now what was the role that you got and share us more details on, yeah, the outcome that you were able to get out of our work together?
Okay. Well, I got a position as a business analyst in a healthcare software company. And I actually um, got was introduced to this company. I hadn't heard of this company before I met somebody through some volunteer work that I had done. So it was interesting how it all came about. And she said, told me where she worked and what she did. And I said, I was looking for a position, gave her my resume. She sent it in, and, I had to do the work from there.
Yes.
But, but yeah, so it was, the networking is important. You never know when the network opportunity is going to turn into something. This was something that just came up a couple, maybe even just a month ago. So a month and a half ago. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's a great company. I'm really excited about what they do, and, and the benefits are great, and I get to work remotely.
Yes. Congratulations. That's exciting. There's fewer remote positions, it seems, nowadays, right? A lot of companies are having back to office mandates and whatnot. So to get a fully remote position is very attractive and it's competitive typically, right? So kudos to you for standing out and for, landing the offer in the end. But you did tap into your network really successfully to gain
Yes,
access to that.
yes, it was great. It worked out perfectly. Timing can be everything. So,
Yeah.
but
Um,
I would um, doing it again. I would have concentrated on improving my network even more. I see how important that is, and I would have I would have concentrated on that even more. That was kind of a scary thing, so I did it a little bit, but I think that's something we're doing a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to kind of mix up your job search efforts, right? Because you tapped into the open market, right? Applying to roles online, and you were getting a good amount of interviews, right?
Mhm.
But
Oh, yeah.
when you're in your network, sort of that's like your warm market sometimes, right? So, and that certainly was the case for the opportunity that you got the offer for in the end. Yeah. Did you have any hesitations about investing in the program before you signed up?
I
And
did not.
okay, wow.
I did not. It was, it was, um, it was, it sounded like I just felt an immediate connection just from watching the initial, but I'm not sure which meeting or what
It's probably a master class, I
the
think.
master class. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one it was, but I just felt like this was it. This was going to be what made the difference for me. And so my husband was like, "Oh, that's a lot of money." But I was like, I think we need to do this. I don't think I can do it on my own.
Yeah. So
So,
you found the return on your investment was worthwhile?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
I would do it again.
Nice. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Anything you'd like to share?
Oh boy. Um, no, I think this was a wonderful experience. It um, it wasn't a great experience doing the interviewing and the applying, the interviewing, and the rejections and things like that. But if there were some good spots in it, it was the weekly meetings that we had, and I always felt um, perked up after that. And I if I were to do it again, I would do all the program in order, well, kind of in order, and make sure I did everything possible. That because there are so many things that are available, and including the AI, that was a really nice thing that was added as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that use everything that is available because there's a ton of it, and it was so helpful.
Mm. And how would you feel the program is different from what's available for free out there?
The free, I the free stuff is more generic. Um, it doesn't. It kind of tells you what to do, but not how to do it necessarily.
Yeah.
Um, and this is like step by step how to do it. Really, really gets you in there and makes you feel comfortable doing it. So um, it's not scary at all, and you don't feel like, oh my gosh, I have to figure this out by myself. Um, it's it's very easy to follow. And I even had the outplacement company that 3M for me, and this was so much even better than that. So,
Thank you for
so
saying that. Yeah.
yeah, it was this was wonderful.
Yeah, there's big companies that provide outplacement, which is such an important service, right? Especially for
Yeah,
people suffering a layoff.
yeah,
But what I'm finding with my clients is that because, we're a small company and there's one-on-one and it's very individualized kind of support, we're able to customize the support and also the strategy that you employ for your job search with all the different tools and different elements that are going to have a much better chance of being successful, right? Versus some of the generic approaches out there. Yeah.
yeah. And then the one-on-one going through the results of some of the stuff were just so helpful. Just because some of the things you get the output, and then what do I do with it now?
Yes.
But here you were always there to, for the next step. This is where we go with it. That
Hmm.
was wonderful.
Oh, I'm so glad. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Jill, and congratulations again on
Thank
landing a
you.
new amazing role that, fits the bill for what you were looking for at this time with a fully remote position. I have no doubt you're going to do extremely well.
Yeah, yeah. Looking forward to working again, using my brain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.